This is a Groeneveld quick tip video on the single line, bleeding the system. Grease should be at the full mark before starting. This can be done with a pneumatic or electric pump. Bleed the manifolds furthest away from the pump. This will ensure that all of the air is out of the system. Please note that there could be multiple branches of primary lines that are attached and being fed by the pump, so there could be more than one plug. Remove this plug with a 17mm wrench and set it aside. Make sure you have something to catch the grease when it comes out. Here, we've used a fitting and a cup. Timers can be found in multiple locations. Typically, they're mounted on the dash or just inside one of the panels. Most Groeneveld systems are operated by timers. The ignition switch must be on to power up the timer to run greasing cycles. Press and hold the test button on the timer. You'll hear a beep. Now, release the button. At this time, you'll hear a series of short, intermittent beeps. This will cause the pump to start a grease cycle. The pump will be energized for 3 minutes. Now you should be able to see if a good amount of grease is flowing out of the port. Groeneveld quick tip. If no grease is coming out, or if you see air pockets, continue these steps over until you get a good steady flow of grease with no air pockets. Please note, it may take a number of cycles before you see air pockets, depending on where the air is trapped in the system. When the system is properly bled with a pneumatic pump, you should get about a handful of grease. An electric pump will have one continuous, steady flow of grease. The single line may require that you cycle the pump 10 to 15 times to make sure that all of the air is out of the grease. When this is successful, you can go ahead and install the bleed plug back into the manifold. After bleeding the system, check the pump to see if more grease needs to be added. When you've completed the bleeding procedure, you can run one last cycle using the test button to verify that there have been no errors in the system. This concludes our Groeneveld quick tip video on the single line, bleeding the system.